All right, we're live. Starting on time like we said we would. So I'll host.
Welcome to the On Time Podcast.
Yeah, with no name.
With no name.
My name is Luke.
My name is Boston. And my name is Chuck.
Non-NPR voice, Eddie. Well, let's get started. Here he is. We're on time. We're live, Eddie. Did you hear us?
My friend.
My bad, guys. Give me just a second. Let me get into character.
Your commitment to the game is truly unbelievable.
It is, isn't it? So,
what's your name?
My name is Eddie, and I'm drinking a beer because I deserve it.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're all here. We're starting on time. We had a set time we started, and we did it. So
we did do it.
Barely.
The topic for today is tips. I brought this up in a group chat as something we could talk about because I'm kind of over it, to be frank. I'm curious what people will say about it in general if there's something I'm not thinking about. But I think the tip culture is getting out of control. Thoughts?
Agreed. And I have no issue with tipping.
I'm a good tipper, actually, in general.
Yeah, I am too. I'm like a 30% kind of guy.
What do you do for a tip? What's your? I know people that do the calculator nonsense. Yeah. That's crazy. Eddie, do you use a calculator?
If my bill. Hold on, I gotta think about this. So I
have a very set system that's very easy.
Yeah, 20%. I double the first number. So if it was a 2, I basically if it was in the 20s, I'll give a 4 or 5, and if they did good, throw $1 or $2 extra. But basically, just ladder that system up all the way.
I move the decimal place to the left, and then I double it, and then I round it up to $1. That's my system.
I think that's what I said, but without using decimals or super cool math lingo, you know.
I do that almost all the time. I'm very. I was told when I was younger it was 14% or 15%, something like that was the number. So then I was like, all right, I'll do 20%. Then I start getting into everything now, and now it's 20% is the this is okay. And then they have 25% now in all the apps, so all the little iPads that they turn around. It always says 15%, 20, yes, 25. And I'm like, 25? That's even higher than what I thought was generous before. And now it's everything, every single store on earth, I'm ordering a coffee at a drive-thru, and they hand me the machine and watch me hit or not hit the tip button. So there's that social pressure where I feel like I have to give the tip. And just the other day, there's this taco place I go through, drive-through. They hand me a clipboard, with a piece of paper on it that they actually like I'm at a restaurant, and I'm afraid to not tip because if I feel like everyone's tipping now, and so if I don't tip, but it's a drive-through. Thoughts?
Where were you? I'm curious because there's only one restaurant I know that has a drive-through that hands you a paper receipt, and I'll tell you what it is after you tell me where you were at.
I don't think it's a chain. It's some. I can tell you the actual name of it, but I don't think it's a chain. It's I'll look it up. I don't remember.
Mine, the one place that does that is La Granja.
Okay. Let me just see this. Let me see what it says.
Would say La Granja.
La Granja. It's not that. It's something else. I think it's I don't know where it is.
I guarantee you they don't have La Granja in Colorado.
It's really good. Good breakfast burritos. Good
Chilte pin.
What is it? Yeah,
I don't know. I'll tell you what that is. And before I say that, I just want to say shout out to all my foods, all my chicos, all my Mexicanos. But that's some Mexican shit, bro. Real talk.
I mean, it's the restaurant itself has there's a tip sign. There's a tip jar. There's a sign that says we appreciate a tip. I give them my credit card, and they give my credit card back with a clipboard, with a piece of paper and a pen, like I'm at a sit-down restaurant. And the social pressure to give a tip is so much, I'm legit afraid people are going to spit in my food, as I'm going to be the no tip guy. But it's a drive-through. And then the coffee is $7.
I think there's plenty of people that are not tipping out here. I'll be so honest with you.
Maybe.
Yeah, I totally agree with Boston.
Colorado Springs is a lot of Christians and stuff. I feel like They're probably all tipping. You know,
it's
conservatives.
Funny 'cause I was just watching a documentary on Rockefeller and how like he was a hardcore Christian, and one of his like hardcore Christian values that the hardcore Midwestern, like the real hardcore Protestant Christians in the Midwest where Rockefeller was from, like one of the things they preach is like you got to go and work super hard to make as much money as you possibly can. You have to do that because otherwise, how do you give to the poor? You know, like dude,
that's one way to I guess.
Fuck. What a good.
I mean, it's fair.
What a way to make your community real fucking rich. Like God wants you to make money to give it to the poor.
I mean, there is something good. I mean, I think it's good to be generous just in general. Just it's good.
Oh, I agree.
It's good. It's good strategically, but it's also just good because it's just a good thing to do. But it is good. It's good to be known as a generous person, I think.
I totally agree. But before I go any further on the tip thing, and give you like my positions on this thing, what did you guys have? Either of you guys ever worked in a restaurant?
No. Yes.
Yeah, I was just. I know Boston has, but you never worked in a restaurant, Luke?
No, never.
So I
was a dishwasher and a pizza delivery driver, and occasionally helped cook the food.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! So I worked at a Carrabba's, and I remember when we worked at Carrabba's that we were always trying to shoot for $100 a day. You know, I don't want to date myself, but this is when $100 a day was good money.
When it meant something.
Yeah, exactly. Now I can't get somebody to pick up the phone for less than 150. But you know, this is when $100 a day was good money. You could make that.
Back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day.
We were young before we were old.
For real, dude. 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago, when I was still a youth. But
why do you bring up the restaurant?
Well, because we used to say, and this is how I was kind of brought up, is like 15 is like if your food got there and it was warm and the server took your order and nothing was screwed up and everybody was happy and everything was good, but they just didn't really give you a lot of conversation. 15 was the line. That was like the minimum if like all your shit was right. If something was fucked up or they screwed up the order or they forgot something or whatever, then maybe you start docking from the 15, but really it's got to be egregious to go under the 15. But 15 was like, this was our own standard. Like if you got 15, you didn't do a good job, but you didn't do a terrible job. If you got 17 or more, typically we were like, wow, okay, we did a pretty good job. If you got 20%, it was because you were there, you were like fucking filling
serve
up
it
water.
With a smile, you were quick, a little above and beyond. It's like you know at work they have the numbers
where it's like, can I get sweet potato fries with that? You're like, I got a friend in the back, I'll talk to the chef. Like, shut the fuck up.
You know at work they have like the, what do they call it, performance reviews, and it's like 1 is bad, 2 is kind of bad, 3 is you met expectations. It's like you were exactly what we hired you for. Yeah, I know it's I'm gonna get there. It's like, and then 4 is like better than average, and 5 is way above average. 15% was like a 3. It's like, you just were a great server, this is fair, here's what I'm gonna pay you. 17 is a 4, 20, maybe 25 is a 5, whatever. That's the way I always saw it. But now it's like everything is slowly just getting shifted up consistently, where it's like everything's a tip, everything's a higher tip now. And it's sort of like, you know, I go to a coffee shop, and I get, you know, a very expensive coffee, and it's like $7.50, and then it's like, do you want to leave a tip? And I'm like, you poured it and then you handed it through the window. You didn't have to clean a table up or anything like that, and I just don't know.
You get like Chinese food. Like, here's the thing: is like, you know, the Gen Zs won't know this, but I remember a time when you would order like $70 worth of Chinese food, which was a fuck ton of Chinese food when I was growing up.
That's a lot of Chinese food.
And this guy would come and he'd bring your 3 full up bags of Canton fucking shit with the special fried rice and like a whole bag just separate of like, you know, fortune cookies because you spent that much money. And you would hand the delivery driver a $10 bill and he looked like he won the fucking lottery. You know what I mean? Like, he was so fucking happy with that shit. And now you order some shit on Uber Eats and you're like, oh, okay, I'm getting charged more than the price at the restaurant.
You pay the restaurant price. Whatever. You pay the delivery charge. You pay the taxes on top of that, then a tip.
Dude,
It's like this is like a 5-star restaurant.
I don't actually have an issue with Uber Eats. I'm going to just interject here that I personally have no issue with the Uber Eats pricing system whatsoever. Because look,
dude, you get McDonald's for like $45.
Uber Eats needs to make their money, and the delivery driver needs to make their money. My ass is either too lazy or too drunk to do this myself and save the money, so I deserve to pay those 3 parties when it would have just been one
within
party.
reason. I agree. I kind of stopped doing Uber Eats just because I'm like, dude, this is like going to a nice restaurant price to get McDonald's delivered.
The last 2 nights, and I'm about to do it again.
How much were your bills for 2 meals?
Under 40 both times, but that's still a lot of money. I understand that, but it's like I'm a deal shopper on there, so I got Thai food because it was the day after my birthday, and I said, fuck it, I'm going to get Thai food. It's my favorite thing. I don't care. So I got Thai food. It was great. I got a true medium spicy, which is sometimes hard to get because they think we can't handle it, but we can handle it.
Oh, I can handle it. Anytime I ask a restaurant, like if I'm like, is it spicy? They seem like they're like afraid. They're like, oh, you probably shouldn't. It's a little spicy. I'm like, no, dude, I love spicy. I love spicy food.
The Thai restaurant I order from on Uber Eats, they have an option for hot, and then they have an option for Thai hot, and I'm just like, thank you for the clarity. Like
Thai hot, that's when it gets crazy. That's where I'm like, it's like exponential hot food, where it's like, dude, I want it just before it starts to swing up until like getting out of control. Like,
bro, this is
like hot wings at Buffalo Wild Wings. Just real quick, I can go all the way up to the one below, like the second to the top. The blazing wings, the top ones, I accidentally ordered those one time. I did it, but man, I was drinking milk just to like survive it because it was a lot.
Dude,
but everything right up to it.
The sidetrack, but have any of you ever done the 1 chip challenge?
No.
What is the 1 chip challenge?
It said super
you don't
spicy
know what the 1 chip challenge is?
Negative.
Oh my god! So it's a chip. There's one of them, and it's covered in like super
ghost
spicy
peppers or
Doritos.
California Reaper or Carolina Reaper or whatever it is.
I did one, and I love spicy food. I was in tears sucking ice cubes for 45 minutes and ruined the entire night. Nobody could go out because I was incapable of going out at that point in time. That's
what I don't want. Like I want hot. It's hot. Like I like habanero. I like jalapeno. I like tons. Sometimes I'll get a 4 at Thai restaurants, but I know there's a 4 at some Thai restaurants that's like a 17. Actually, it's like so unbelievably hot. It's insane.
How much do y'all tip when you go to a takeout place and pick your food up? Like, let's say you order Chinese. Other thing,
dude. I thought tipping was supposed to be like I have a waiter or a waitress, and they're like cleaning up my table. They're like serving. They're like coming to the table and bringing my food to me. When it's like, dude, I drove there. I went to the cash register. I ordered the food. You handed it to me. It's like, what is this tip for?
So I tip $1 per person that I see working, which is typically 2 to 3, and I'm picking up like $40 worth of food. I'll tip $2 to $3 if I'm picking it up myself. Like,
I do tip, by the way, but I'm like conflicted on like, if this snowball just keeps going, it's just gonna the culture of this is just gonna, they're like, if I've seen the Uber Eats videos where like someone didn't tip the Uber Eats person and the person like left them a bad note or like fucked with the food. Have you seen those? I don't want any of that nonsense, but I'm like, is that coming from like 15% was fine. Now it's like everyone feels self-conscious, so everyone together starts tipping 25%. And then if I tip 20%, they're like, this stingy man only tipped me 20%. And it's like, but how many percentages is this thing going to keep going up? I'm paying people's whole salaries here. I don't know. Slippery slope.
Not to hop on the side, but I do have a question. Are you guys familiar with this girl, the DoorDash girl?
Yes, I know exactly who you're talking about.
I am not familiar.
Dude, so there's a chick who was door dashing, and she got an order from some dude, and she wanted to go deliver it. And this is where it gets kind of hazy because according to her, the door was like wide open.
Oh, I do know what you're talking about. Yes, and she like threw him up on Snapchat or something.
Bro, yeah, and then she tried to turn around and go to the cops and be like, I was sexually assaulted. And the cops were like, lady, you B&E'd. What do you broke the law. What you weren't like, I didn't break the law. I was sexually assaulted. Like,
yeah, she into
the guy's house.
She went into his house and he wasn't dressed and he was like passed out. And she took a picture of him naked and like posted it on TikTok.
Yeah, she I guess didn't realize that the Ring was like recording, and the Ring camera shows her opening the door, like and going in. You know, like. Yeah, exactly. Like eyebrows up, like ooh, not what we want to. Like yikes.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of, dude. Because people are liars, and like
if you're that chick's defense attorney,
and there's like this legal thing where I've had people say it before, and we all know this is kind of ridiculous. I hope they're like, oh, but it's illegal for them to like spit in your food, and it's like, oh, right. So no one will do it because no one ever does illegal things.
At the restaurant that I used to work at.
Oh no, I'm afraid to hear what you're about to say.
Yeah, you should be, honestly.
Oh, dude, I hate this. I'm going to cook all my meals at home forever now.
I know someone that, like, we used to deliver ice cream and we'd put it in, like, a 16-ounce styrofoam cup with a lid on it. I know someone that would scoop the top of their ice cream off and then eat it and then put the lid back on and give it to him. Because he's like, we're giving him too much ice cream.
So, so long as he didn't contaminate it, right? He just would eat it and then get rid of the spoon?
He probably did. Let's be real here.
D. Jones. That's what I'm afraid of, where it's like, this is like, I remember this address. This is the guy who gives me a 15% tip. Fuck this guy. I'm going to mess with his food. You know, I don't know. I don't know the culture. Maybe like, you know how like, I don't know that I have a good example, but like the times change. And like it's 15% like stingy?
Times have changed, bro. This is what I'm saying all the time. Is like, bro, if you spit my food and I find out about it, like bro, we're not gonna launch an investigation. I'm not gonna go to the cops. I'm gonna go knock on your door. We're gonna have a conversation face to face about it. Like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, what happened? What happened to society where it was like, dude, somebody spits in my food, I'm gonna fuck them up in the street. You know what I mean?
But
like,
you can't do that. Then they'd probably sue you.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's like, because now I've committed assault, and now I have to go to jail because I'm
in more trouble.
Yeah, I'm a problem for the public, not this asshole who's going around fucking spreading whatever he's got in his mouth, spitting it into people's fucking Taco Bell.
Yeah, I hate to be concerned about it, but
how much do y'all tip when you order a drink at the bar?
Like
$1 per drink.
I usually just do 20% across the bill, which I know is a lot, but
$1 per drink.
I think $1 per drink is pretty reasonable.
That's a lie. The first drink is always $5. Sometimes, depending on the event, the situation. Oh yeah.
Put them in a good mood.
No. Let me put you on some game, bro. Not put him in a good mood. Let him know daddy pays. You know, and so what you want is you want that guy to see you, because this is the game that bartenders play. Bartenders are like, oh shit, I need to not make eye contact with this guy because he's been here for 30 seconds, but I've been making drinks for the other 472 people that are trying to get my attention. Bro, you start the night with a $5 and you keep repeating, and every time you show up with a 1, or Nikki will go even bigger. You know, our mutual friend Nick will sometimes go with like a 10 or a 20, bro. But you start the night with something like that, bro, and they're like, this guy's here to play.
It's a good game. It's good to do that, but I do get kind of tired of
these other people.
I'm kind of tired of the games, dude. I don't like the game. Everyone plays games now. Everything's a game. You know,
life is games, bro.
Game theory. Why do you think we spend so much of our
Why do you think we spend so much of our childhood playing games, bro? Because life is a game, bro. Straight up. Clip this shit right here, bro.
These social rules get old to me after a while. Just to be frank, where it's like, like the social things where it's like fighting over the bill, dude. I hate when people fight over the bill. It's so cringe. I hate it so much. It makes me. I just want to die inside. It makes me cringe so bad when people fight over the bill. It's like this social game.
If you think that's bad, bro, have you ever seen somebody get this? I hate that I'm saying this on the podcast. You ever seen somebody get big dicked on a bill and like they're fucking heated?
What does that mean?
Like when somebody comes up and they're like, "Yeah, bro, I got this," and like before, and like they,
it's like an ego thing.
I already paid, you know, and like, dude, and then there's sometimes you'll see it, like, there's the guy who like he's like,
yeah, dude, all those games, these games where it's like you sneak the card to pay, and then everyone who you pay for has to say, oh no, you didn't have to, oh I would have paid for, and it's like this, I don't know, peacocking or something. It's like I don't know, it's just,
thank God with my friend group it's not like that. It's just like someone will just pick it up regardless of whether it's like $600-700, like just, and everyone's like, cool, thanks, I'll get the next one.
That's what I actually like. That's what I like. Just don't do
Fuck
this
it.
back and forth. Oh, you shouldn't have like this theater. It's like theater.
You gotta have a system. Like me and my group of friends, what we do is we'll go out, and then when the bill comes, we flip the table and run. Boston hated
Nobody
that.
pays.
No, I just have a joke that I can't say to the public. I'm like holding back hard right now.
What? I've never actually done that, bro. What are you talking about? Crickets. Oh wait. We have a soundboard for this. Hold up.
Is it going to pick it up? I think it will. It does. It is getting picked up. So
Let's go.
yeah. So I don't know. It's like I said, I think the tipping game is becoming, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just antisocial on some of these things. There's certain things that just they you know how like I don't know. If you think about like a monkey, like a bunch of monkeys or something, like animals, and it's like, oh, this animal is like embarrassed because this monkey is embarrassed because the hair on his forehead goes kind of a different direction, so he's embarrassed. You're like, that's so silly. It doesn't matter really. But then like humans, we do stuff like that all the time. Like this guy's embarrassed because he doesn't have the right tie. That's the tie that everyone says is the tie that you're supposed to have. Like all these social games that people do, they feel childish to me. And the bill is like that to me. Anyway, I don't know where else to go with that, but that's how I feel about it.
Can I tell you something that's like top 3 things that grinds my gears?
What?
Boston, if you don't
Going
tell me,
out.
I'm gonna be upset.
It's like
Going
number
out
one,
to-
Eddie.
I said top 3, okay?
Oh, that's so good. I was gonna pretend to pull a pen out, like ready to take notes. Like,
Wait, what is it? What is it? Top three. I'm very curious. I don't know.
Well, I don't know what
three.
the other 2 are, but I can tell you that this is 100% in my top 3.
Oh, I see what you're
Going
saying.
out to dinner with parties larger than, let's say, 6 or 8 at a restaurant that's not used to taking large, slightly rambunctious parties of people
And you
that
can
are going to
tell
order
right when you walk into the restaurant.
It gives me the worst social anxiety of all time.
Like
now, there
on
are
behalf of the
absolutely
workers?
restaurants where you walk in and they are 100% prepared to do something like that. And you can tell right away, they're like, okay, we're going to pull these 2 tables together. You get 2 servers and it just gets no issue with separate checks if that's how you're doing it. And it just gets cranked out. But sometimes, and I'm most specifically, the place that I see this happen the most is in the Florida Keys. Like, you go to a restaurant with a party, like I'm down there with a whole group of people, right? We're just trying to eat dinner. We can't eat at the freaking hotel every single night. And we just want to order. We just want to eat some food. We're going to order a lot. We're going to drink a lot. It's going to happen. And we walk in and just get cold shouldered.
Yeah.
Like throughout the entire process, the server will only come to the table once for drinks and once for food.
And the whole time they're
And
taking the order, they seem like they're like when they really communicate to everyone at the table, like, I don't want to be here. I wish you guys weren't here. It
I don't
kills
care
me
about
too.
your money. Just get the fuck out of here.
We went to I was on like some retreat at some point with like a lot of people. It was maybe like, I don't know, like 35 people, and we all just like bombed a portress words. We all like flooded into an IHOP, and they just like they were like, what the hell is this? And then of course, I don't like this because this is another thing that kind of irked me, is one of the people there. So none of us told them. Nobody told them at all. So we just showed up out of nowhere, a huge group of people. And then one guy is like putting the blame totally on one other person. Like, you didn't call them. You should have called them. Why didn't you do it? And it's like, look, dude, we're all in this together. We're all the bad customers. But he's like kind of trying to shift the blame onto like one person. Yeah, so
I'm cringing so hard right now just thinking about that.
It was rough because you're in the restaurant already. You're already in there, and it was late too. It was late. It was like maybe 10 o'clock at night. It was bad. It was rough. Very awkward.
When people do birthday parties at restaurants, even I'm just like, just don't. Like, you're not picking the right place. Like, what are we doing here? It's going to be a terror. And maybe I'm the only one that feels that way, but I have the worst social anxiety.
Is that from working at a restaurant, or can you just because you can pick up on the vibe from the?
No, just because I can pick up on the vibe from the server. I like worked in a restaurant, but I washed dishes and did deliveries 90% of the time. And I was the only dishwasher for the entire restaurant. It was a dine-in and a takeout place that was cranking out pizzas, subs, salads, wings. Like, you wanted a chicken parm, we did it all. We had a coal-fired oven. And I would come back from doing pizza deliveries, and let's say I made $100 in a night. That was pretty good, unless there was a sporting event on. I would sit there, and there would just be a pile of dishes on the sink, like disgusting, horrible. And I would take 30 minutes and pull every dish out and organize them by size and shape. And then I'd start with perfectly clean water. Right. And I'd be swirling my fingers with pepperonis and green peppers, draining the sink, pulling all the stuff out with my bare hands. And then I would sit there and I would do it categorically, starting with like certain things that would be easier. And I just systematically worked through it for 3 straight hours every single night. We would close and I'd be there for 3 hours, and I would throw like bass nectar on in my headphones and just get to work. And then I would leave and I would come home with like 2.5 large pizzas. And anything we didn't leave anything over for the next day. So whatever didn't sell that we had like out, people just took home. So I'd come home with 3 large pizzas. There'd be like 3 or 4 of the homies awake. They'd all come over. We'd throw slices of pizza on the grill, smoke hella weed, and chill so hard till like 3:30 in the morning, and then go to bed.
Actually,
wake up, go skimboarding, and then go straight back to work and do it again. And that was my fucking summers.
That's pretty sick. Actually, I thought that was going to be a bad story, but that's actually pretty nice.
It was good money for me. I'd go back to college with like $3,000-$4,000 cash from working like 3 months.
Wow.
I got paid $6.20 an hour or something, plus 75 cents per delivery from the restaurant, plus tips. And I'd work from 4 p.m. to like midnight, 1 in the morning, depending on the night.
It's one of those things they say, you don't have to get hit in the hand with a hammer to know it hurts, but you have to get hit in the hand with a hammer to know how much it hurts. Since I've never worked in a restaurant, I don't know how much it sucks when like 30, 20, 15, however, whatever number it is, people walk in close to closing or like just out of nowhere. I don't know how much it hurts because I've never worked, but I can just see the faces that I know it hurts. So I empathize. I know. Yeah. What?
Some perspective, bro.
You might be the only one who knows if you worked at the not in the kitchen,
bro. Yeah, no, I worked the front of the house, but when you are like full and like an event gets out, like an arts festival, for example.
Oh, which one could that possibly be?
A movie premiere or something like that. And all of a sudden, or the worst of them all, honestly, Mother's Day.
Not Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day was bad, but here's the thing about Valentine's Day is
the restaurants are ready, I guess.
If you're taking your girl to a Carrabba's, you're either in your mid 40s, you know, in which case you're pretty chill, or you got bigger problems, my boy.
Carrabba's is banging. I love Carrabba's.
I bet like if you worked at like a higher end restaurant, you've got people that are like, this is Valentine's Day. We're paying a lot of money. Everything better be perfect. And they'll be really uptight about all sorts of things.
Especially in Miami, you get a lot of like they'll do like a special Valentine's menu or whatever, where like you'll have like a 3 or 4 courses already picked out. The chef will be like, oh yeah, this is a braised rib and a ceviche with a this and a that, whatever. They just tell you like, hey, yeah, you're gonna spend $75. You're gonna get 4 of these things, and there's a wine pairing, something like that. You know what I mean? And so that's typically what it makes it easier on the service. But Mother's Day is a bitch, because what ends up happening is Mother's Day brunch, Mother's Day lunch, everybody comes in, bro. It's always on a Sunday.
And it's probably impulsive. I bet a lot of people are really impulsive about like, let's go to brunch. And just like
exactly, bro. That's you hit the nail right on the head. It's like, oh, mom, you shouldn't cook. Let's go to brunch. And dude, Mother's Day was like Mother's Day was always like it's just like the first time we did Mother's Day, they were prepared us for like 3 days. Like we were like literally like we were gonna go into like a fucking ancient battle. Like, look, you're gonna see some shit this weekend you've never seen. It's gonna blow your mind. It's gonna, you just need to stand tough. If you survive this, you can survive it. It's like, what the fuck am I about to deal with? And then that wasn't even like enough preparation.
What is it? The Return of the King on the horse's talk where he's clanking the sword on the spears. Like, you're all gonna die. This is it. We're going in for death. This is the ending.
Sort of, yeah, but that was way more like fired up. It was way more like, in the same Return of the King, where like they're in the mountains and then Aragorn and Gimli and Legolas are like, fuck it, we need to go in and get the army of the dead. They just like ride out.
Discouraged.
And everybody's just like, oh shit, dude, we gotta fight these guys without these 3 fucking main characters.
See, even they're leaving.
Yeah, exactly, bro, exactly. That's exactly what it was like. And then it went from that to like the fight where like, the fight at the end where like they're at the Black Gate and like they just have no hope. They're getting surrounded. It's over. Like that's literally
Frodo.
Before the speech though, like how he like raises everyone's morale when he says like, it is not this day, and they run off. It's like speech. It's before that. It's when they're getting surrounded.
Yeah. Right. No, yeah. Well, yeah. What I'm saying, what I'm trying to tell you is there's no speech. We're just going straight from like doom and gloom and oh shit, these guys are gone to oh my god, we're being surrounded. And then what ends up happening is right at the end of it, when you're like, fuck it, I don't care, let me die, the restaurant closes. Like that's literally how it goes every single fucking year. And you're like, okay, well, I guess this didn't kill me. I guess I'll limp home. And then you can't walk for 2 days, but you made $500 in a day, so you're not that upset. But also, like, you really can't feel your left side pinky toe. That's gonna be a problem maybe one day. You're not really sure, and you're pretty sure you have pink eye, but whatever. It is what it is. You made the money.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, for Happy Mother's Day. Oh, and that's the other thing. You didn't see your mom. Forget it. Forget about seeing your mom. Forget about talking to your mom. Forget about seeing your mom. You don't have a mom.
I don't know if this makes anything better, Mom, but I did make $500.
Yeah, for real, dude. No, honestly, I think, I don't know. Being a server on Mother's Day is
so it's rough, I guess. I hear it's rough, but I also don't know, like, there's a lot of rough jobs out there, too. And I don't know if, like, I've never done it, so I don't know how to compare how hard it is being a server. This is probably a touchy subject.
What is the roughest job, bro? Let's be real. Let's lay our cards out on the table. I'm gonna come in hard.
Deadliest catch.
You think that's the hardest job?
Hardest job in the world?
Hardest job in the world.
Hardest, like,
fishing boat is a good one. Working on a fishing boat is one of them.
Because there's mentally exhausting jobs too.
It's that you're working on a fishing boat while managing. Wow, I can't say the word boat right now. While you're managing your drug addiction, like you can't forget the second half of that story.
Yeah, really. You're like, this job sucks because you're hungover every single day.
Because you're tweaking.
I think oil rig is the single worst job on the planet.
Oh, like there will be blood kind of thing.
Like Deepwater Horizon.
I mean, yeah, you're on an oil rig in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing for miles but water.
I mean, it depends on what you mean by like hardest, like most difficult, most soul sucking. Because the thing is, like,
that one has everything, bro. You have family, you have friends, you have people you love. Forget it. You're not gonna see them.
Yeah, being alone like that would be pretty rough. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question.
You want to talk about how these guys take a shit over the ocean, over the open ocean, bro, and they watch the sharks come and eat the chunks?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's a tough job, bro. Then, oh yeah, by the way, when that's when they're off, when they're working for 12 hours a day, by the way, 12 hours a day. It's hardcore manual labor working fucking pumps, bro.
The long hours are rough too.
Oh.
Like I've always preferred like sprints to marathons. Like I'd rather work very quickly for shorter periods of time than like something where it's like you just gotta run out the clock. That is rough.
One of the benefits of that job is I think they do like a firefighter schedule, but more extreme. It'll be like 1 day on, 1 day off, and then they go for like 3 straight months, and then they get like a month off or something like that.
I think actually like residency is pretty intense when people are trying to become a doctor and they go to residency. That's pretty gnarly
God,
from what I've heard.
Anything with hours that are outside of your sleep cycle, like whatever they call that, circadian rhythm or whatever.
Yeah, never want to do that.
So bad. I've done it twice in my life at that pizza delivery place, and then also when I was working at the airport for the rental car company. And dude,
that's another underreported like aspect of restaurants, dude.
The late nights, because it's like the restaurant closes at 1. And then you're there till 2 or 3,
or entertainment, or like rentals, like Boston was saying. But like, and it's like weekend jobs like that too. Like we're like
that's really just the hospitality industry, like as a whole, kind of has to do that.
When people go to blow off steam, you're the person they go to for whatever reason. Like, bro, undercover those jobs are a lot.
My vacation. I personally ruined your vacation. I just clocked in 5 minutes ago. I had nothing to do with your shit, bitch.
Oh,
Chill the fuck out.
Kidding. Yeah, dude, dealing with like obnoxious people is rough too. Anything that's like customer facing, especially like like there is some shielding in this because you got the corporate speak. Like when you're in a corporate company, you've got kind of that cushion of like no one can really say they're mad. You kind of have to like say it under the table, like, oh, I sent an email to you and I was wondering if there was going to be a follow-up on that email on where you guys are with that project. It's sort of like the under the table way of saying like, I'm upset with that you.
Bullshit.
Yeah. But then it's like when you're dealing with people at like Walmart or people at like customer service, it's like you just get like, the entitled, obnoxious people, and there's no filter, and you have to just sort of take what they throw at you. You can't freak out, but they can freak out. That's rough.
This is why I love construction, because if I send somebody an email or a text or I call them and they don't call me back, when I see them next, I'm like, do we have a fucking problem? Can you explain to me? Like,
yeah,
is
the culture
there an issue
there. Yeah.
Is there something going on here? Do we need to talk about it? Do you want to go get in a ring? Like, what's up? What is? Do we have a problem?
Yeah,
just tell me. It's okay.
Honestly, that's nice to hear.
If you never want to talk to me ever again, go ahead. That's fine. You can tell me to my face right now. We'll be done right after this.
I had someone recently tell me at my job, if you incorporate, even if you win an argument, you lose. Mm-hmm. Like you just can't argue. You can't like. It's kind of annoying to me. I'm still, I've figured out how to navigate it, but to have to just like, it's such a feminine kind of way you have to operate in corporate. You have to like indirectly hint at things and like.
Oh, it's like so annoying.
Stuff.
You're triggering me right now, and I can't do it. To be honest with you, I just had that shit happen to me, and it's just like.
Yeah. But that's what I was saying. Like when you talk about hard jobs, it's like there's different ways a job can be difficult. Because one can be exhausting mentally, but and here's the thing: I've been wrong before, where I was like, oh, I think I'd rather just be physically tired because then I don't have to go to the gym. Yeah. But dude, when you're like moving all day and just like lifting shit all day long, it's like, dude, this does suck too. Like it's a different kind of difficult. So I don't know.
No, it's dude, there's a lot of jobs, not to like
fighting boredom.
A lot of construction jobs, especially, that are just a fuck. Less me and more like the people that are actually in the trades, dude. That like, bro, that shit is legit.
Hats off to them because the exhaustion is crazy. I can't imagine sometimes.
There's
that
some
kind
jobs
of
I did when I was like 22, 23, 24. Like when I was first getting into construction, like digging holes, using a chipping hammer, just demolition shit. Where like. It was fun because you're 23, 24, and like, yeah, I'll take a sledgehammer to this wall, or I'll, that sounds like a good time, whatever.
First,
but like, dude,
the first 10 sledgehammers, you're like, this is awesome. 7 hours later, you're like, I hate this so much.
I think about it a lot now, especially when I see a guy who's like 20 years older than me, or even then at the time when I see guys who were like 20 years older than me or whatever, and be like, and they would be like silent soldier motherfuckers, just like putting the work in, and like, dude, that shit's fucking.
Yeah, because I'm already more tired than I was in my 20s. Exactly. So you imagine being in your 40s and 50s and being like, damn, you're a trooper. Wow.
Imagine waking up every single day and thinking to yourself, like, yep, I got to show up at this place on time to throw a sledgehammer at a fucking wall for the next 8 fucking hours.
Yeah, that's rough.
It's tough, bro. It's tough. There's a lot of jobs like that people don't, they just don't respect it. They're tough jobs. It's an interesting thing because, like, going to bring this thing full circle here, because I know we're getting close to the end here, but, like, dude, I really think that, like, we should really, the conversation should shift to like, instead of tipping like the person who put your coffee in a cup and handed it to you, like maybe we should figure out how we start tipping some of these guys that do like, the work on the oil rig or whatever, like some of this other stuff that like makes our
why would the customer have to tip the person on the oil rig? Well, the person on the oil rig has no interaction with the customer whatsoever.
All right, bro.
Like, should just pay the person the correct amount of money.
Well, let's say
when you say it like that, you make me sound like a fucking asshole.
Well, hold on, tips. So
I was driving at
I can't let that slide.
If we think about tips, though, it's like, here's why even have tips at all? And I was like, well, if my experience at the restaurant doesn't matter at all to the waiter or / waitress, then they might just be shitty and they might just like be rude and like obnoxious. But if I actually pay their salary a little bit, then they might want to be nicer. So it incentivizes like better service. Yeah, but I also am like, why am I paying their salary? It's also like,
up to confirm
why do I have to pick up the bill? I mean,
I believe that you. In
theory,
on this.
In theory, I'm not saying the theory works in the real world, but in theory, isn't that why a tip exists?
So that's actually exactly what I'm asking ChatGPT right now, is the history of tipping, because I'm pretty sure that I know how tipping started. But since we're on record and Boston's already given me the "God damn it, Chuck, look twice," I want to make sure that I have my facts straight.
I mean, I was thinking about like, okay, let's get rid of tips. So then service workers are just paid what they're paid. But then what's their incentive to be pleasant to the customer? And then like,
Luke, you should experiment with this, because the only place that I know of in this country that does that is the Casa Bonita that the South Park characters made, and which should be relatively near you within a few hours, give or take, right?
I've heard of that place, but I've never been. Yeah, it's somewhere. I think I looked up where it was at one point, but I forget. Maybe 2 hours or something, maybe.
Casa Bonita. Yeah, I would love to go to that place.
I could go.
It seems really cool.
They don't do tips there. It's just they are all just paid.
Yeah, so the South Park creators pay them like $30 an hour.
I guess that's the thing. Is it's like,
which means the price of your food could go up. Like it's a trade-off, but it's what do you want? I
mean, you would get probably better service if the waiters were paid more. But then people don't want to pay that much money for food either. So there's kind of like a economics thing going on there too, where it's like, in order to pay servers that much money, the restaurant would be too expensive, and then people wouldn't go to it, and then it would close down.
Yeah, and also like you got to think restaurants is an extremely like seasonal, wishy-washy business. Like you have great months and you have shit months, and if you're paying your staff because you need to maintain a good staff in order to run a good business, like. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't.
There's like 3 restaurants.
Them in the off season.
There's like 3 or 4 restaurants that closed all around where I used to live. They just closed because they just couldn't afford it. What were you gonna say, Eddie?
Gentlemen, real quick, I just wanted to confirm. Turns out, number 1, and most importantly, I was correct. But number 2, excuse me, the history of tipping in the United States. Really took off after the Civil War. There was a tipping culture in Europe, and tips were, quote, to ensure promptness, TIP.
There you go, or pleasantness or whatever. So.
Yeah, given to people to try to make things happen quicker or whatever. That might be a myth. We don't actually know. But in the United States, tipping culture began because a lot of ex-slaves got hired as railroad porters and bellboys and servers, and most of the owners that employed them, most of the restaurant or entrepreneurs that employed them paid them like little to nothing. They expect them to survive off of tips. So that's actually where the tipping culture started in this country. So
I'm sure there's political arguments for like tips are totally evil and completely wrong. We should never be doing tips at all. It should all be salary. I mean, I'm not a black and white thinker like that. I think there's probably some good to it. But then some negative to it too.
Because here's the thing. I mean, it depends on how you look at it. But if you want to look at the job of a server as essentially like a salesperson, then you just cut them in for a percentage of the revenue all the time, and they will always do a better job. You know what I mean? Because they're tied to the final product. You know what I mean? So
I mean, waiters are still rude sometimes, even though I'm giving them a tip. Sometimes I wish I could give them the tip early. I did this when I was younger. I've never done this much. I haven't really done this when I think it's silly, but there was a part of me when I was younger where it'd be like, I'm going to give you a big tip to make you feel bad for how you treated me. Like that kind of like, I'm actually a really nice guy, and like give them a big tip, but I doubt it works. I bet they don't care. But I've thought that
That's
before.
actually hysterical. I wonder if it worked. I wonder
Probably
what
not.
their thought was.
I just don't. Here's a question I was going to ask. Do you ever not tip or give like really low tips? Because I almost never do. I just don't have the heart, to be honest.
Me neither. I don't care that much.
I'm just like, he probably had a bad day, whatever, and I just like give him kind of a regular tip.
You really gotta fucking wake up early in the morning and do some fucking stupid shit for me to be like, hey guy, fuck your tip, bro.
And they might be in a bad mood because no one's giving them a tip or something. So I might be making excuses for like someone who's like really shitty at their job, but
like
it's just
a
like
mood or an attitude is not enough to get me to not.
And I believe it'll come out in the wash.
Really,
it's like
if
they're a shitty person, it's like whatever. Here's the tip. The world will do with you as it needs to. I don't need to be the one like dealing with this. But where I'm starting to get suspicious is like, am I enabling this? Like the customers are always paying or like socially expected to give these big tips, even if the service is, and then even if the service is bad.
I agree with you.
There's a lot of people that don't tip though, huh? I feel like there's a lot of people that don't tip at all.
I agree with the initial point. The whole like pay your people enough money. Period. Pay your people a livable wage. You know? If people want to tip on top of that because they're generous, that's fine. I like to think I'm a generous guy too. You know what I mean? I try to help people out. I make sure that, the people that I employ, that their bonuses are on point, I try to make sure that my guys are taken care of and everything because,
Do you ever fear that they'll take it for granted? Because people will do that.
Oh, brother.
Like they'll be like, why didn't you give me a big tip this time?
I expect them to look at the bonus that I give them at the end of the year and think to themselves, bro, why didn't I get more than this? Like, I don't, I don't think, like, I don't know.
You give them an instant go a mile kind of concept.
Well, the thing is also, not that long ago, I was an employee too. And I remember at that time thinking to myself, like, bro, I could do this shit so much better. I know all this shit. Rough. I'm this guy, whatever. And then suddenly you're in the seat and you realize, like, dude, like, maybe there was something to this whole, like, these things that all these other guys were saying and shit. And so, no, I mean, I expect my employees to not be happy with the tip or the bonus that I give them. But I also try to be really fair with it. I typically what I'll do, like,
it sucks if you get, let's say you work for somebody and then they give you like we were just talking about performance reviews. I did like amazing at one of my jobs and I got all threes and I was like pissed off. I was like, this is bullshit. I should not be getting threes. I should be getting at least some fours. I always get fours. I'm definitely above and beyond. Yeah, and it's like, you like basically did what we paid you. And I'm like, dude, I'll read my job description and then I'll read all the extra things I did. I should be getting a 4 here. I'd hate to be I don't hate to be it. Actually, it's fair. It's like, this is not accurate to my performance. And so I don't want to be that guy if I'm a boss. But also, I don't know, some people will walk all over you too. It is kind of a weird line to walk on.
The bar I roll with is if you do a good job, you don't cost me any money and everything is good to go. Even if you cost me some money. Like the bare line of your bonus is going to be 1 week's pay. That's if you're just run of the mill, if you do pretty good, I might give you 2 weeks pay.
Do you tell them that beforehand? Like, do you tell them?
No, it's just kind of, they might listen to this and figure it out, But the thing is, it's not just going to be like that. It's not that 2 weeks pay is like the highest bonus you will ever get. I have employees that they've referred 3-4 jobs. Okay, guess what? I'm gonna take a percentage out of all that revenue that I got from that, out of my profits, and I'm gonna kick that back to you. You know what I mean? So it's more than 2 weeks pay. So but then again, I have a different philosophy on how to deal with employees. I look at it much more as like a team game. And since most of my guys are older than me and they saw me kind of come up, they understand that I'm not there to like screw anybody. The younger guys are definitely the ones that, like the Gen Zs that I have that work for me, bro.
Oh, brother.
The next generation, bro. This new generation of fucking Gentiles, bro. No, this new generation of Gentiles is fucking different. Let me tell you.
They are. I mean, I have my own problems with just millennials in general. I think, like, no offense to us, but, like, a lot of millennials are, like, really lazy and, like, try to, like, skimp out on work.
Millennials
and, like,
piss me the fuck off.
Is Gen Z, in your experience, I mean, it's tough because we're
Can
millennials.
can I counter argue this? And I know that we're
the
running
millennials
on.
we're at 50 minutes, so we got 25 minutes max more.
I was sitting here. I
forgot we started later. I've been looking at the clock like, oh my goodness gracious,
right. Oh yeah, because we started at 8:30. Yeah, so we got we're at 50 minutes. We're at 50 minutes.
Okay, before you give your counter argument, I just want to say one thing. I was sitting here thinking to myself, I've been giving an opinion for like 3 or 4 whole minutes, and Boston hasn't said a word. He's either muted or he's getting fucking ready, bro.
All right. Well, what's your counter to what? What are you countering?
Yeah, first of all,
millennials are just
not all of them, but like. There's a lot that I hate to be that guy, but I do think like there are some millennials that work really hard, but there's also some millennials that are like really lazy. They really are.
But here's my defense of the lazy ones only. Like, yes, the hardworking ones, I'm not really talking about them. Here's my defense of the lazy millennials, which I am not of the group, by the way. But in defense of them, the company doesn't give a fuck about its employees anymore.
Sure.
They used to give good pensions, and most people would stay with the same company for 20, 30 years, whatever, until they fucking retire. That is just not the case anymore. The company does not give a fuck about you. So like, don't pour all of your energy into it. Like, save a little gas in the tank for yourself.
I agree that like the company's not going to the company's not going to bend over backwards and take care of you, so don't kill yourself for the company. You don't want to do that. But I also think
that's so hard by just axing people's jobs left and right in short-term panic.
I think there is something about this is kind of a weird, I don't know how people would take this exactly, but there's something about duty of like, this is my job, I should be doing it the best I can within reason. Like, there's just something about like the virtue in that, I think. And like, I know a lot of millennials that they like try to take naps, they like try to hide, they like try to get out of work, and I get it, like every once in a while you have like a day or something, but in general I think most of the time you should be trying to do your job well, no matter what it is, partially because it's right, and then also I just think it's better for you, it's better for your mind, even if the job is shitty. I don't know, when it's like, oh, it's a corporate company, they don't care, I'll just like quiet quit and not work. I do get the principle of quiet quitting, but
I'm not defending that, but I'm just saying in general, it's like people used to dedicate their lives to these companies, and I just don't think that that's the accepted trade-off anymore.
I've struggled with that. It's very like where I've given a lot into a company and then I didn't get something back, or I got like kind of whatever, like it wasn't fair, and it was like infuriating. I was so angry, and it's like, well, I did overextend quite a bit, like the company doesn't owe me maybe what I thought it did, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Can I tell you a phrase that really fucked me up?
What?
A lot of people that aren't on salary, and even if you are on salary, you can do the math and calculate what your hourly pay rate would be, right? And let's just use let's go $30, right? Let's say you're getting paid $30 an hour. It sounds a lot better to tell somebody that you make $30 an hour than it is to say, I sold an hour of my life for $30.
Oof. Yeah, but it does come down to that. That is what it is, That's straight off there,
Say
it's all, time is the base resource of everything.
Yeah. But just hearing it put that way, it's like, damn, when you like value my time at like, just fucked me up.
Yeah. Can I hit you guys with a number that will bring that into perspective?
Okay.
Do you know how much the average human lifespan is expressed in the form of weeks?
No, but I know what percentage I've used spending waiting for you.
I mean, it's 50. It's probably 50 times 80-ish.
The answer is 4,000, which is 50 times 80. Nice. Very nice.
Around it, because I was like, people live about 80, and it's 52 weeks, but it's about 50. So yeah, 4,000 weeks. That seems very low, actually. 4,000 weeks is all you get, really.
The days are so slow, and the weeks are so quick.
But I mentioned this because if you sold an hour of your time for $30, and there's 4,000 weeks in your life, then you can calculate how many hours
12 million? 12.
It's a thing to consider.
What is
All right,
that?
bro. Now you're just showing off, dude.
Is it?
You know, this guy over here. Did you see this guy, Boston? Are you kidding me with this?
I'm not even attempting to understand this
Dude,
wizardry.
this guy's over here like 12 million. I think
that what it
maybe
is?
hold the 5, carry the 2,
4,000?
like 12 million,
Hold on, though, was I right, though? Was I right, though? Hold on.
0.33 repeating, of course. What? Like,
I don't know if that's right. I don't know if that's right, actually.
Nah, me neither, bro. You're talking to me in Boston. Neither one of us knows if it's right, bro.
I think that's too high.
12 million, bro.
That seems
For
too
real,
high.
dude. I'm 4 shots of whiskey deep. You're over here like, I think that's 12,472,000. Like, get the fuck out of here with this, dude. Like, out of your mind.
So what did you say? 30 times 4,000?
This
5
guy's trying to do
zeros.
math in his
It's
head
1.2 million.
podcast with you
That
and me.
seems
and me.
low, though.
In my head,
Your
bro,
whole
every time I
life?
hear numbers, I'm just like,
I'm not. We talked about this before. I'm not a history guy. I'm not a biology guy. I'm not good at remembering like things like that. But I'm a math guy. Computer.
I'm not. I'm the opposite of a math guy. I can understand the most basic of math, which is the only math that I need to understand anything that I do in my entire life. But let me tell you, I am not a math guy.
Were you good at algebra or no? Because it's kind of interesting. Like,
Bro, no. I got a
Really?
C in
Yeah.
Algebra 2 in high school.
Something about the abstracts of algebra
with like
gets people.
tutoring. And then I took finite math in college and listen to this is hilarious. Got like a C. C's get degrees. And then I had to take statistics 1 in college. That's where I was at. Statistics 1. I failed that class 3 times in a row. And you know how I got my last math credit for my stupid writing degree? I took a Microsoft Excel class.
I mean, Excel's useful
I
though.
also-
in your defense.
Yeah, I wish I had paid
failed
more
stat
attention.
3
But
times.
honestly, it was more just like working through modules, and that's really not the way that I learned. It's
Here's the
just
thing
like,
though, like my reading, like when I took like the SAT and stuff, my reading was not good. I just like something about my brain works really good at math because like algebra was not very hard for me, and I got up to like calculus got really difficult. Calculus was hard, but that's why I did computer science because like reading, dude, I have like I'll just like read, and I'll just glaze over and like not retain anything. It's just very hard for me.
You ever read for fun at all?
I have like I read some like biographies and stuff that was fun. But it's hard for me. I have a hard time sitting still and reading. I just get antsy.
I've probably read like
I always wished I could read better. I always wished I could, but I do like Audible books because I just don't read
Me
that well.
too.
I'm just never been
I
very good
do
at
that
like
now just because I
having
don't
the
have
discipline.
the But when I was like all the way up to like college is probably when it stopped. But for my entire all the way through high school, I was probably reading like on average at least a book every 2 weeks.
Holy shit,
In the
that's sick.
summers, I was a lifeguard and I'd finish a book like every 4.5 days. And I was just
You
worried.
read too, eh? Don't you read? Aren't you pretty good at reading?
yeah, he's still.
Yeah, see, I
I
wish I
read.
was. I wish I could read. It's kind of like the most efficient way to get information is to read. You can just
Yeah, I
read
used
so
to
much
read.
faster than anything else, really.
I used to read all the time in high school, and then in college it kind of like fell off a little bit or whatever. And then what happened was that at some point I discovered like audiobooks.
Audiobooks
And,
rule. I
audiobooks.
love audiobooks.
Love audiobooks, but
Last year,
Do the
or year
dishes
before-
while I'm reading a book, you know?
Yeah.
Just get something
No,
done.
the year before last year, I thought about it and I was like, God, I don't think I've finished reading a book in I don't know how many years, you know. And so then last year, I really made it a point that I was like, I'm gonna read at least one book every month. I ended up getting 17, but
Wow.
that's that I haven't read. I don't think I finished a single book this year. You know what I mean? It was just like a thing. It was like a New Year's resolution last year that I wanted to try to.
I
It's
finished
good.
Brave
Trying
New
to
World
hit.
this year. No, I'm sorry. What was the book that I finished this year? What
I just
book
have
was
like a
that?
hard time getting started. Like well, honestly, I
Yeah.
can't even read that long. Honestly, I can
problem
read
I
like an
have right
hour and a
now-
half, and then I just get so antsy, and I just have a hard time. I just really,
The problem I have
I always
right
have.
now is that I can't find entertainment right now that I really find entertaining, and I think it's because my brain is geared towards like a work more.
I thought you were about to say
now
TikTok.
mode.
My brain is
No,
more
it's
geared towards
almost
TikToks
actually,
and shorts.
dude. I'll tell you something. It might even be like the complete opposite of TikTok brain. Like I'm so like it concerns me. My dad was telling me today.
Oh, like workaholism?
He's like, almost, yeah. My dad was telling me today, he's like, you need to really think about like, maybe setting some time aside for like, and I was like, yeah, Dad, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like my free time. And what it was is I was like, yeah, I'm gonna spend like 80% of my free time like just like tinkering with my business, and like another 20% of my free time
it's addicting.
like,
I like
with my body in the gym.
I don't think millennials have as much of an issue with it, kind of for what we were talking about, but like I think like Gen X and like they have a hard time not getting. A lot of Gen X, I think, got addicted to work, whereas like that's how they coped with life, was like to just like work all the time. And I want like a balance. Like I want to work hard. I want to work.
Gen X,
yeah, not Gen Z. Gen X,
yeah,
like our parents and the boomers.
Stuff,
where it's like not all of them. Like some people, there's some Gen X I think that are just like managers that like don't really know much, but they just were able to like hold down the same job forever. It's kind of like pension. But there's also a lot of Gen X that I think. They like cope with life almost like it's a substance with work, because work is distracting and they focus and they like kind of become workaholics. So you want to be careful with that one too. It's just like another addiction.
The danger is definitely there, especially with like
especially if you like your job.
Thing. Well, yeah, the thing with me is that I get a lot of like
or you like making money too, and like the more you work, the more money you make, and it can get kind of addicting.
I get a lot out of just like watching the thing transform, like go from A to B and become one thing and another, and like that in and of itself, like I guess pays my soul. Let's say, right? It like pays the check. It writes the check that my soul cashes. But lately, I've also been finding a little bit more success than I have in previous years, like consistent success. And granted, that's a function of consistency and hard work and showing up on time and all these things that Boston rags on me about. But the point is that that's exactly what it is. Is like now that I'm starting to see like a little bit of success, like some return on all this investment, and it's not just writing a check to my soul. It's also writing a check to my fucking bank account. Like now it's like, dude, why? What do I need to sleep for, bro? Like, why? Xbox is a waste of my fucking time. Like it's just like, which sucks because honestly, like I need to really like. My dad was making a very good point today, which is like, hey man, like you can spend 80% of your time on your business and 20% of your time at the gym, but you're gonna feel like hollow, which he's right. But also at the same time, like there's the old saying of you got to make hay while the sun shines. You got to strike while the iron's hot. Boston was telling me the other day, he's like, you can just reheat the iron, but like. Sometimes you gotta strike, All
right, I have to do the math because it popped into my head. So it's
Jesus Christ.
I'm doing a calculator because I know my math was wrong. So it's 4,000 times.
Wait, while you're doing the math,
$30 per hour times 40 hours. It's almost $5 million. If you worked every week of your entire life since you were born.
Boston told a story about the FIU math department. I also have a story about the FIU math department, bro. I failed trigonometry the first time. Here's why. It's because our professor in trigonometry would explain things in trigofucking-nometry. Would explain things one time. He would leave the example on the board, and then he would like give the new problem, and then he would let everybody work it out. Wouldn't work it out on his own. And then he would just start asking people like, okay guys, what answer did you get? And like people would just like start yelling shit out. They'd be like 57, 24, 36, and he would just like roll his eyes and be like, you guys don't know how to work your calculator? And then I would be like, what the crap, bro? I'm trying to fucking, you know what I mean? Like, dude, fucking, and like, so I didn't learn trigonometry that first time because I was just like, dude, the fuck, like,
what was your?
Am I supposed to know what the right answer is?
What was your best class? What was the class that you like?
It, bro.
Maybe even
be insane.
Yeah, he's frozen for me. Boston, what was your best class? Like the class that you just felt like, especially if it's a class that other people seem to struggle with, but just clicked for you.
Psychedelics and culture.
That was a class?
Yeah, that I took, but I'm joking. But it was a class that I took in college because I could, and it counted for some credit. I did pretty good when we got to the second 2 years of school. So when we got away from like what you would consider like a stereotypical subject like math, grammar.
More like the high school of college, or it was like continuing
it
high
switched
school?
into like I was studying public relations and marketing, and it just shifted into significantly more business oriented at that point. And so
what?
I don't know if you heard that, but that was the Uber Eats driver ringing my doorbell.
Oh, okay. We can wrap this up. We're at an hour and 5, so we'll probably
No, we're good. But yeah, it was just more business oriented, so I did pretty good in those. I actually got a 4.0 GPA for my last like 3 semesters in a row. I was killing it. And that's like, I also started partying more at that point in time because I had a little bit of money, and I just had it worked out. Like I had figured it out. It took me 2 years to like figure it out, but we figured it out and we got there, and I was having the time of my fucking life.
I think Eddie might be down for the count with that, because if his phone's dead,
then I'm still here. I am hovering in the nethersphere. Just
you
quietly.
can hear us, and you hear us through your speaker now, I guess.
Brother, I am everywhere. I am here. I am there.
Probably sounds like we're behind you then. I was gonna say it was kind of interesting with college. The semesters I did the best were the ones where I had like the busiest schedule. I don't know what it was, because I was just like on fire, and I was just like
time for bullshit.
Yeah, I just like, it was like everything was school. So I'd like go to the gym, then I'd go to class, then I'd work a little bit, then I'd study, then and it wasn't like exhausting, because I just always had like my work cut out for me. I got like all A's that semester, and I had like 18 credit hours. It was like a lot. It was a lot, but I don't know, something about like just being locked in made a big difference, because everything was about school. Versus when I had
study
less.
every single day. When I was getting straight A's, I would study every single day, no matter what. I was just like, look, I can go to the library for 3 hours and get a lot of stuff done.
Yeah.
If I do anything more than that, that's like incredible. And as long as I do that and just go to my classes, nothing can go wrong.
The library
so
was king. I loved going to the library, because when I was in the library, it's time to study.
People were doing drugs and partying, and I was just like, dude, this is not the environment to be doing any kind of stuff in. So I'd send it to the library, but then I'll be honest, I found a life hack. My senior year, I would pay the like $20 to get into the cafeteria, and I would sit in the little cafeteria for the 3.5 or 4 hours with unlimited free coffee.
Oh, yes.
And all the food I could ever want. Yeah. So I just sit
honestly,
there.
That's quite a steal. Yeah. $20 for food and unlimited coffee. Unlimited food and unlimited coffee.
Right. And I would just have headphones in. I could just like people watch while I was like working. It was honestly so much better than going to the library, but I just discovered it a little later.
Yeah. I hate that I never thought of that at FIU. That legitimately pisses me off.
Yeah, that's
and there was no space in the library at FIU. It was like impossible to get a desk. You'd have to like float around. I was like, fuck that shit. I'm just going to pay this money, go in here, and I'll do whatever I want. Get ice cream on the way out.
That's what I'm saying. Actually, I mean, depending on if you like, because I remember at the time it was like $20 for one meal. That's crazy. Now Chipotle is like $25.
But if you can ride it out and just like get 2 meals out of it, and coffee,
if you can stretch it into 2 meals, bro, that's a fucking deal.
Now it's like 2 coffees is $20.
Bro, dude, you can go to places in South Beach where the drinks $20 won't get you a drink. Bro.
Yeah, it's insane. Talk about alcoholic drinks where it's like, oh, I'll take 1 mixed drink, and it's like $20. You want to tip with that? What?
Bro, yeah, exactly. They want $25, and then they want.
It's like I watched you make the drink right there. $20.
Yeah, they turn the iPad to you. It says 22, 25, or 27.
Yeah, you gotta like. You pay so much for the environment, dude. So
if
much.
If a drink has more than 5 ingredients, I will tip 20% as opposed to my $1 per drink rule.
Oh, whatever, boss.
So if I'm drinking the bougiest cocktail I've ever ordered in my life,
to challenge that, like, and I will too. Like I said, I'm a big tipper and all that stuff. But like to challenge that, it's like think about how much effort it takes to like make food. To like sear it and cook it and like get it ready, chop it up. Think about how much work that is. And then it's like, dude, how hard is it to make a drink? It's like you dump it all in the same thing, shake it up, and it's done.
So often.
Yeah, and like
I don't know. Luke, I kind of disagree with you. There are some drinks where you like drink them and you're like,
obviously, if you're like setting something on fire and getting smoke on the glass, and then like it's like that's okay. But when it's like I got a margarita and it's like $20, how hard was it to make this
on
thing?
The glass is pretty sweet.
I had a Paloma at a restaurant for my birthday, and they put crushed pink peppercorn on the rim of the glass, and I never had that before. And I was like, in love. I'm like, what the fuck? I've never tried this before.
So my dad gives me so much shit because I drink Palomas every time.
I don't know that I've ever had one. I don't even know what it is.
Oh, brother, you're fucking up. It's tequila, grapefruit soda, and a little bit of citrus. Some spice.
It's vodka, grapefruit soda, and a little bit of citrus. You can have a Paloma with tequila, but I think the traditional way is to have it with vodka. I've had it both ways.
How are you
both ways, but I'm pretty
sure. In the eye? You can't look me in the eye, but how are you going to listen to my voice in the sky? Me, a Latin man born in this country, start telling me about how Paloma is not tequila. Paloma is Spanish for pigeon or dove, depending on where you're standing, bro. You're going to tell me that it's a vodka-based drink, bro?
Yep,
vodka
right now. In fact, I'm figuring out how to fact check you currently.
Do it, bro.
We'll end on this. We'll end on this fact check.
All right, let's see. Moment of truth. Oh, the last thing I was looking at is a world generator for Valheim. That's funny.
A world generator for Valheim, my ass, bro. Last thing this guy was looking at was fucking World Star.
Fuck, you're right. No! We can't end on this.
Oh, no. Bro, you can't see because my camera died, but I'm flexing.
Oh my God, no. Am I tripping? No, I am tripping. It's the Moscow Mule. That's the vodka one.
Luke, can you do me a favor? Luke, can you do me a favor? Can you, just in this part of the fucking... Don't include any video for me. Just make my voice dubbed over videos of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
The problem is the reason I don't.
Olympia.
The reason I can't feel bad for you, Boston, is you corrected Eddie first. So you did.
I know.
You did walk into that one because you were like, actually, it's not tequila, it's vodka. So like, you kind of deserve it. Sorry.
I do deserve it. Unfortunately, I got to call myself out, but I was 100% convinced I was right.
All right. Anything else to say? I mean, we don't have to wrap up immediately, but like, I don't know what to talk about. I think we should wrap up.
I think that's
wrap up on that, bro. Let's end on a win.
Wrapping up on that, it is the correct place to do it from a logistical perspective.
1 point, Eddie. Maybe Boston can get a point on Eddie in the next one. Remember we talked about doing that. Remember about points. So that's a point, Eddie.
That's true. Yeah, the original idea did have some
competition.
Some point. Dude, that's the thumbnail right there. Is Boston's just fucking.
All right.
This baseball. That's the thumbnail.
And wrap up and stop.